Hello everyone, welcome to the ESL Weekly Cup, the 1v1 Cup. First round will be between Handle This and the real FHS. Shame You is the real, is Handle This, and apparently they're both in the same side. So we will get this started. And see how well it goes for both these members. Handle This will be playing Mesmer, carrying amulets with Rune of the Adventurer. Going for Connie build with Inspiration, Illusions, and Chronomancer there as well. Going for Decoy, has to be careful of that. Signet of Humility, I'm pretty sure Moa is banned.
Hold on to your points.
Oh wow, lol. Oh my god. I don't really understand how difficult it is to read a website. But hey ho. We'll see if this is actually going to carry on and he's going to actually be able to continue in this 1v1. But Moa is indeed banned. And there we go. So the engineer will probably win anyway because he's not supposed to be running Moa. So congratulations, especially if he actually uses it. So maybe he's just using it passively. The engineer, the scrapper, is destroying, pretty much if he destroys those clones, those phantasms, he should be able to win this quite well, especially if he dodges the block from the shield. He doesn't, and he doesn't twice. This scrapper should be able to win this quite easily though. Unfortunately, Elixir S-proc, and in the end, I think a bit of retaliation takes him down as well, and he's going to win that first round. So, thank you very much for using Moa, and that's what you get. So that's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Mesmer versus Scrapper is not something you would normally see Mesmer lose. But hey ho. I'm not sure about the rune on the rune on this occasion as well. Either way, he will be switching to another class. I'll just be ending the game here. We can move on to the second game of this matchup. It is not Pad, it is Shame versus FHS. Sorry about the scores there. We'll change that over. Okay, so second round. FHS is going to win that first one. He has to change classes. Handle This. Has to change his elite. We will be changing over to Gravity Well there. Going for Staff. And obviously going for Sword Shield as well. As you can see with the block. Maybe that is potential. This is going to be last chance for Shame You to come back in this tournament. Obviously, this is a best of 3. Okay, we're going to get properly... Oh, FHS is running Thief. Thief is very strong at the moment. I'm pairing daggers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hold on to your points.
Use Dagger Pistol with Short Bow, going for Rune of the Scholar, but with Destroyer's Amulet, so conditioned build here. Deadly Arts, Trickery, and Daredevil looks like he's going for here. Executioner, they're going for the more damage variant rather than the survivability, and sleight of hand there as well. Interesting choice. See how well he does do. Gets the steal off, gets a lot of boonage onto himself as well. Is going to dodge. I do believe he dodged the damage that came in from. Sorry, dodged the block on the shield. Obviously, a lot of conditions piled up onto him. He was able to remove those, though, and has been able to re-engage here. But I just think the conditions are going to be too much for the Thief. If you're going to play something maybe like a Staff Dodge build, which is just horribleness, then maybe I'll be able to evade a lot of that incoming condition damage. But unfortunately, just too much in the end. Mesmer 1v1, obviously FHS maybe not as prolific on FIFA as he is with Scrapper as well. So that's always the thing. So this is going to be 1-1 as well in this matchup. Problem is, FHS now has to actually stay on the Thief. And Shame is going to change over. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that for the Thief in terms of a start. I mean, you really want to try and get a little bit of a cheeky stealth going on at the beginning of that at the very least. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So I'm just doing a little bit of admin tonight, extra stuff over what I would normally be doing. So this is why it's taking a little bit longer, but I welcome it, which is all good. He would lose to Jebro, you know. Master of 1v1s. That's why I'm casting this tournament. I've had Badaka joining me a little bit recently as well, so that's all good. Shame you is going to be playing Scrapper. Oh, good lord. Versus the Thief. Oh! Let's go ahead and gyro. Has he got stability? Yes, he has. Okay. He's got a lot of regen versus the Thief as well. The Thief's going to have issues. FHS could go out to this. Really could. I would have gone for the block if anything, being FHS, but he really needs a better opener here because this could be trouble for him. I really think he's literally just going to run into the point. He's actually going to use all of his dodges before he gets into the cap as well, which means he's not going to have much evade. Bit of a mistake. Doesn't need to have that much swiftness. I mean, maybe he wants to build it up so he never has to dodge again to just gain swiftness. But you can see Acid Bomb from Shame You, and that's almost half his HP gone right there. He tries to re-engage, but this is not a build you want to go against. And he takes a lot of that rocket charge damage. Actually just jumps fully into it. FHS is going to be able to use his heal, avoids the whirl, re-engages. But you do see, oh wow, he gets the gyro off, which knocks the Thief back. And that's something you would normally be able to get off that easily in FHS. Showing that maybe that isn't going to work against the Scrapper. I mean, that was not difficult for Shame You, and FHS unfortunately does go out. And I actually didn't think that was going to happen. But classes, this is what happens. You've got to think about your class when you're going into this tournament. Shame You goes through to the second round, which is going to be the quarterfinal. No, semi-final actually. Gets through to the semi-final. Sweet as. So, we are going to go through. I've got to tell Dryas who won. Next series will be Pad Red versus Your Boy Blue. Okay, just going to let Dryas know exactly who went through there. There's no Mendes Amula allowed in this tournament. So he does need to change that if that is going to be the case. So we're going to go through over to see who's going to be playing in this one. It's going to be Pad, like I said, who will be going versus Your Boy the Boy. I do like this name. It is a fantastic name. Your Boy the Boy. Pad and Your Boy the Boy have been quite consistent in this tournament thus far on a weekly basis. So that's pretty good. Let me just do People ask me the most random questions sometimes. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Good stuff though. Thank you for joining us today in the ESL Weekly 1 versus 1. Just waiting for these guys to get in. Waiting for your boy, the boy. Just trying to get the map actually restarted as well. I was waiting for 50 points apparently. Okay, so check out the bracket, exclamation mark brackets. We're going to be going with Pad versus your boy, finally. Sorry for the slow start. I'm just getting used to it myself. Normally it's just a lot, like I just cast it. This was my fault. I'm just forgetting to end the game and start the game. That's the thing. So Pad is going to, we did have a quick look at his build before, but he's going to be rolling with Paladins, depending whether or not what Amulet Sturry is going to go for, or your boy the boy, of course. He's going to be going for Paladins himself. So, obviously, you know, that's not too bad. I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, they can't go for Menders here. He's going to be going for Staff, Sword with Dagger. Obviously, not condition damage isn't the main thing here, but he's going for Toughness and Vitality. So, it's still quite tanky. I mean, he's going to be quite tough to defeat. Stacking a lot of that might up as well. Going for Guard, Protect Me. For the shout, Signup Stone is going to help his survivability as well, but we know that the Druid is obviously very survivable as he is. So let's see how well he does coming out into the map. This is going to be more interesting how Pad actually deals with this more than anything, because Druid, wow, he wastes a bit of, he wants to really pop that off early, more than so late in the day. Sorry, not early, right next to him, because you waste a couple of seconds just trying to engage. But he is trying to actually get off those hits. He gets a lot of damage off, but you can see it's not very consistent. And he's not actually he's not actually going to get much out of that whatsoever. It's down to about half HP. The Druid shouldn't have many troubles getting that back up quite quickly. It's got stability as well. Pad doesn't want to use any kind of CC there at that point in time. You can see, unless the engineer gets... Oh, nice mower throw, but he misses his damage. Oh, needs to be careful there. Never use your big damage hit. Oh, he eats all of the damage from the pet as well. Just the barrage of missiles coming out from that pet really actually does recover quite well. The Druid doesn't actually follow that up with anything at all. Dodges the rocket charge as well. Falls out the vines. He's brought his dome out at a very interesting time when he's not actually got the pet with the actual projectiles out as well. So a couple of decisions from Pad. Each week he is improving. This tournament isn't for the top end players of our scene. There are top end players in the 1v1 tournament, but every level and every week we do see some constant. See, now he could actually win the point just by CCing him off node, but it's on mid. Which could be an option to change in the future, actually, because getting the decap is quite difficult. Getting the cap, sorry, is quite such a big point. But obviously we want them to win by killing each other. I think this is going to take a bit of time, because all Steri is doing is surviving, and he's not doing any damage. Whereas Pad is kind of randomly using abilities in no man's land at the moment, so he really needs to get on this. Yes. When we say bans, yeah, Moa is banned because of obvious reasons. Having a tank class that's actually quite tanky. Now this is still a problem in this matchup, because it is just never ending almost. And if you're in the 5v5, by now there would be a +1. But actually the Druid is going down here. He doesn't need to heal. He blasts his heal as well. He didn't need to do that. He should have been offensive. He had so much HP. He did have a lot of HP there. Just go up close with your turret. Needs to try and stay with the Druid a little bit more when he uses his asset. Actually does dodge half of the damage there of that of the pet. So not too bad in the end from him. He needs to keep going. He needs to just carry on, and he needs to lay into him because, alright, he's got toughness, but he's not got the healing power he needs to really heal himself back up. So if he's got consistent damage and he keeps going on him, he is going to be able to win this 1v1, but he needs to continue. Even if he just uses his hammer by, you know, building up the stacks of vulnerability and might, I mean, that would be better at the moment. He just needs to literally stay in contact with him, stay close to him, build up the vulnerability, keep that damage coming in, and he should be able to win this because the Druid is literally doing nothing. He's not damaging him. And really, he could win this quite easily in my opinion, but hey ho. This is pretty much what it is. Let's just ban that guy because that's easy. That's what you do if you act like a twat. So basically, this 1v1 could go for a while. It could be drawn, and I think if that happens, I think we both move on to both having to actually switch classes as well. Although Pad is now losing HP quite quickly. He has Elixir X back up should he so need. The pet is doing that random knockdown from the pet is just annoying as hell. We all know that. He needs to be offensive now. He's starting to be. The Druid could win this 1v1 pretty easily if he can get into range, but unfortunately he has to stop damaging him. Although Pad is very susceptible, doesn't really have any defensive cooldowns other than knocking him back. Elixir S proc, and he doesn't have his heal when he comes. He does have it, but he's wasted it, I think, unfortunately. Oh, he doesn't get the blast off, and he's not actually used his panicking now as well, you can tell. Acid Bomb was nice, but he needs to pull out the heal from that as well. All we need to see is the Druid get some damage off onto him, and he will be able to defeat him. He's got poison on. He's not going to be able to regenerate his HP. He's got 4 seconds until his health comes back up, and he does take him down as well in the end. Good job from him. Aurora says we can call it an endless fight. But now Starry actually has to change as well.
Just like that.
Bias to the Sig Druid perspective. I don't think you need to see the Druid perspective. It's not really much changing about. Okay, so he needs to switch, please. Oh. Tayskin. Wow. Don't just... Oh my good lord. Oh my god. Okay. The Tayskin's not going to do that again.
The match starts soon.
He will be back, don't worry. They're just trolling each other. Okay, so Pad versus, again, your boy the boy. He's going to be rolling in with Guardian. This will end a lot quicker this time round. He's going for Pack with Paladins as well. Doesn't want to go with the Trapper Rune because obviously, you know, the stealth as well. Let's just add a point on there as well onto the board for your boy the boy. Now, this is very possible that the Scrapping can loot. Like, everyone says that this is a matchup that a scrapper shouldn't lose, and potentially that's true. But you can get bursted if you mess up just once. And this could be, if Pad doesn't get out of Tornado, this will be the mess up that I was talking about. Because this is bad. He needs to get out of this right now. Good man, he does. He needs to use his gyro as well. But he's already lost out a lot here because... Jesus, he didn't need to do a lot there. So we've got shield coming out from Doc as well. Interesting. Good thunderclap and good Murrow as well. Really does upset your boy the boy quite frequently. Elixir S-Proc is going to mean that the Guardian is going to have quite an advantage here. We do see the heal coming out from Pad as well. No rocket charge coming out through that heal. So give him the extra heal he probably needed then. Acid Bomb is not really effective either. The Guardian just placing down his traps, pretty easy. Doesn't have a heal, but he does have renewed focus. Still had a couple of seconds left on this second Virtue, but didn't want to risk it. Should have waited, in my opinion. Still had his block over on the focus. Has his heal back up as well. Should be fine. Gets up to full HP again, but he doesn't have his heal for another 25 seconds. Second Virtue is off as well. He's got protection available. Should he choose to use his shield? Spam shield 5, of course, as well, to give himself a little bit of HP in the meantime. Fury comes back up for Dog. He's got the trap up. Probably should use that now, if he should so wish. Scepter 2 used as well by onto Pad. We do see some retaliation as well as rain damage coming out from Pad. And they're actually both in the down state right now. Holy crap. Oh my god, Dog needs to try and pull out his heal. 1 second left. His heal will heal him and do damage onto the engineer. But he blasts him off point. He needs to channel it. Maybe he should use his shield just for a second. If he'd used his shield on the 2, he would have blocked some of those projectiles coming in. And GG again in the end to the scrapper. But the scepter damage wasn't enough in the end. I really feel like he could have used that sword too to just get into range and just end it quite quickly. I don't think he had much left in terms of defense. I don't think he had his block up either. So we will go to another game, and Pad picks up the win. A surprising one in the end there, because I actually think that your boy just messed up a little bit. But people are playing on their alts as well, guys. Remember that this is not everyone's main class specifically. So if you're a multi-classer and you're 1v1 and you think you're pretty good at the game, you're pretty good at multi-classing and playing PvP, especially on different classes, then this could be the tournament for you. 2k gems up for grabs. We had 8 people getting through in the end. We've had up to 21, 22. If you think you can do better, then make sure that you enter the tournament as well next time.
The match starts soon.
Okay, last game between Pad and your boy the boy. The Guild Wars 2 1-on-1 Weekly number 7. This is to get into the semi-final, of course. And the winner will be versus Shame You. Let's see what Pad's playing. We got Dragon Hunter versus Dragon Hunter. Let's see what the difference is. Not a massive amount. We've got Paladins on this side, so we've got more toughness coming out from the Dragon Hunter on the other side. But Paladins works for absolutely fine, of course. But he's going for Longbow, and I don't believe we saw Longbow on the other hand coming out from Dog of Tool. He's going for Hunter's Fortification here, which, yeah, it's okay. You know, the burning's going to be fine, but versus a class which is only really just giving out burning, I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, he's not going for Longbow, so there's no point in really going for that trait, obviously, as well. Puts down his heal, preempting something is going to occur. Longbow, all Pad's doing at the moment is trying to stay at range. Obviously blocks the Longbow 5 that comes out. Potential pull on each other. Could be messy. Both pull out their traps at the same time. Dog does dodge through. Can get rid of that immobilize if he chooses to put a block up. Obviously Aegis is going to get rid of that condition as well. Comes back with Avengers. Does spam the abilities quite frequently there. Block comes out. Scepter 2 comes out from Pad onto Dog, but does have that focus block up as well. Has his heal. Needs to plant that right next to him and gets back up to full HP, and Pad does drop there. Just as Dog gets back to full HP, he does get the Fury from that sword too, and the damage from the sword as well. Good stuff.
Blue team grabbed the capture point.
Good stuff indeed. Guys, I have no time for trolls and people being disrespectful in the chat. I will just ban you and block you in game, so don't try and be a hero, okay? It's all good. We're just trying to enjoy the tournament, get people involved as well into the game, be respectful in the chat, because you know what I'm going to do. This is my channel, and we'll be good. Everyone will be nice to each other, and we'll all get on quite well. 1v1, in the 1v1, people can definitely troll each other. Like, I don't care about that. That's fine with me. Hey, just bring the salt. That's fine. Salt is fine. Disrespect, being respectful is prime. Your boy, the boy, goes through to the semi-final. Best of 3 for the rounds leading up to the final as well. So that is going to be Aurora. Oh, Aurora has returned. No tasking this week. Busy boy. Got his exams. We wish him well. We wish him luck. It's going to be Aurora versus Kex. Let's just get this in the chat as well. There we go. Okay, so let's see how well we go in this next round. Let's get the game started.
The match starts.
Aurora is going to be on Elementalist. Hopefully he's not on Mendes. It's on Sage's Amulet. Oh, good lord. We haven't banned that one yet. Could be a potential ban here. Banner Punch is going to be on Warrior. This could be quite lengthy. Although it is on Demolisher. Obviously can remove quite a few conditions as well, should he so wish. This is going to be a good amulet, but this is condition build, of course. Rune of Balthazar going for that burning, as well as the extra condi that comes out from that. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen this Wooden Potatoes playing this build. Something quite close to it, I think, as well. See, I'm interested to see how much damage comes out from Aurora on this. Not really a fay to, pardon me, too much with the Signup build, of course, but extra burning toughness there comes out from it, as well as obviously the critical chance. So Signup is going to make up for some of the stat loss in terms of crit and actual survivability, but is very heal intensive as well. I don't believe we've got much vitality. Yeah, we've got 560 vitality, but still, really, he has only 15k HP as an elementalist, of course, and Banner Punch as a warrior has close to 20. Obviously, can deal with conditions quite well as a warrior. Should be able to rinse those off pretty easily. Of course, he does, and gets into berserk mode. Grabs himself some stability as well. Doesn't get the whirl, and Aurora is just going to range him from the top of the plinth there. Gets a cap point at the very least. Aurora is a veteran of this tournament as well, and is a very capable 1v1er as well as PvP player. Kex, of course, has been here very often himself. This is going to be a slow one, it looks like, unless someone is going to be specifically offensive. Oh! Gets the grinder off there. Banner Punch could misses the well once again. Needs to try and pick that off if he can, because obviously that weapon swap into the well is where a lot of the damage comes from. Let's get it off there. He is being very offensive on Toro. I can't give him any room. He's blocking the stability and the damage blocking the damage that comes out from that overcharge. Doesn't feel like, feels like Aurora's just playing this out as well. Because I don't feel like he would normally be losing in this first round, but hey ho, that's another thing. He might be a bit out of practice himself, and the warrior can just go ham on that in the end as well. The problem is with that condition build, I just think especially versus the Warrior, that can just take away so many conditions as well. He can't, yeah, I mean, someone said it in chat quite well. Being able to out-damage his regen, and that's one thing, even in that build as well. So let's get into the second round. That is going to be the first one to Kex. Kex is going to have to change from Warrior, of course. But Aurora has to stay. And I really wonder if Aurora is wondering, maybe this wasn't the best build to go versus Warrior. But, although that was his choice. That was his choice indeed. And maybe if he can get a win versus this next class, dependent whether or not it has some Condi removal as well, I would be hesitant to say that Aurora could go out. I wouldn't be hesitant to say, actually, sorry. Okay, Aurora's coming back. Warriors are still going to be difficult to go versus as well. No, it's not Aurora Peachy, by the way. It's not Aurora Peachy. Guys, if you can still enter if you're on NA anyway, you just have to get yourself an EU account. I would say that these are ESL players since they're on an ESL tournament. They're not Pro League players. I think that's probably quite a good thing as well. Okay, so Kex back on Bullet Punch.
The match starts soon.
Let's see how well he does in this second round. If he's able to pull off the second game. I don't think they're banned from anything. Okay, he's going to be going for Rune of the Dragon Hunter. So 5 stacks of might for 8 seconds when he uses a trap. He has 2 traps, including the traps from, obviously, Dragon Hunter as well, that come out through his traits. So we'll see how well Bullet Punch is going to do. Aurora is going to have problems. He is going to have major problems. He is versus a class that has amazing condition removal as well, especially if he had fun as Fortification, but I don't think he needs to use that. Wow. Swirling Winds, actually, that was good because, you know, that means that Bullet Punch couldn't actually bring out a lot of bring out Hilolombo early on in that actual entry into the capture point. So good Swirling Winds from Aurora. I don't think he's got much damage left. I think he has to wait for his cooldowns to come back. He puts his traps down as well. Bullet Punch can remove those conditions quite easily, especially with using his second virtue. Didn't feel like he needed to use it there, but I think he just wants to go for the kill. Gets a full HP, rinse that up. Still has his heal. Uses it quite early. Was preempting something that I don't think was going to come out. Aurora is going to go out in this round. I think that's going to be it from him. Uses his overcharge. Although Bullet Punch is underestimating the amount of condition damage that comes out from that. He does bring range, pulls him in with that virtue, of course. Is he going to try and range him? Burning plates down around his body so that Aurora doesn't push in. I don't think he's going to underestimate that overcharge from the Elementalist again. Swirling Winds, not able to use much from the Lombo at the moment. Puts down the trap, avoided. No stability, no knockback coming out from Bullet Punch, unfortunately. He's going to have to heal up quite quickly here as well. Doesn't have his vulnerability up for another 5 seconds. Could be in trouble. Healing Signet is going to be used. Brings out the Earth Attunement Overcharge. Who's get himself some stability. A little bit of damage there as well. Healing's okay. Trying to stun Bullet Punch. Using that third air skill. No interrupts coming out. Swirling Winds again. Trying to make sure he can't use... That's actually not too bad damage there from the overcharge on the air. Bullet Punch again. This is actually quite a surprising one. Oh, this is where the burst comes out. Bullet Punch is dead. Oh my good lord! Overload with fire, and I underestimate Aurora, and I think Bullet Punch underestimated twice the overcharge coming out from the overload in the fire there. The stacks, the damage. I like it. Sage Amulet, yes indeed, and that's going to be game 2. Good job, Aurora, coming back there. I think I have seen this before, if fantastic job. Good stuff from the team of Aurora, or self-team, or whatever we're going to call that. That was amazing stuff. Good stuff to see. Bullet Punch does have to stay as the loser as the previous round. The Kicks. And we will see Aurora, who will have to change. Bullet Punch obviously going to stay, because that is the ruling. If you don't know what this tournament is worth, well, it's worth 2k gems for first position, 800 for second. And basically, it's about multi-classing. Best of 3 up until the final, basically, as well. So you will have to... basically, people will try to pick their favourite class or their best class, or the class they think they can perform the best on in the first round. If you win the first round, you have to change class. If you lose, you stay on the class. So essentially, it means that there is a potential comeback mechanic if that is their best class. Because even if you go against another class that potentially you shouldn't beat, you shouldn't be able to win versus in the 1 versus 1. If they're not very good at that class, then you could probably win it and take it to a third game, best of 3. Make it a bit more exciting and also challenging for the team, for the actual people taking part. Because, you know, multi-class tournament almost. This was advertised everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, my Twitch, everywhere. This has been advertised everywhere other than the Guild Wars 2 forums, which nobody really looks at that much. Other than people who get angry about things. But yeah. Here we go. So if you are not a member of the Facebook group either for Guild Wars 2, you should definitely head over there, and I will link it below as well. Make sure you get in there. These announcements are quite in quite a lot of places, but yeah, they could do a bit more advertising, probably on the side of ArenaNet and whatnot as well. But we can fix that for the future, hopefully. Aurora's gone over to Mesmer. Power as well. Great sword there. Going over for Mirror. Feedback. This is quite standard. I'm still going for Signup Illusions to gain more shattered consistency, of course. Great sword with staff. Blood, Air, Leeching, and Doom will help his consistency in terms of damage, making sure the Guardian... Obviously, Guardian's got a lot of static healing. Dragon Hunter can win this. It's still quite tough. Aurora as well. If he gets susceptible to the burst from Bullet Punch, he will have some issues. Distortion comes out. Should be able to get those signets right back quite soon if he just does use that utility. He does. Feedback, a really good choice, and this is a sign of a good 1v1er here as well. Just picking those utilities for those specific occasions, not just following a meta build which is for a 5 versus 5 team composition, but thinking about the opponent he's going versus, because that feedback is going to save him in terms of long distance damage from the longbow of Bullet Punch as well. So surprising that Bullet Punch didn't think about that himself, that he might be able to pull that kind of thing off, because Aurora is quite experienced in this and should be able to win. No, actually, I think Bullet Punch has got his heal, but he uses it quite far away, and he can't pull him into it. He's not going to get healed. Oh no, we are going to see that coming out in the end. But he needs to cut away. Is the bleeding going to kill him? Why is Aurora not being offensive? Oh, he avoids all of the shadows there. And Trap comes out as well, but I think this is it. I think Bullet Punch is going to go down here. He avoids a lot of the damage towards the end, but does lose now. A well-fought fight between Aurora and Kex in what could have easily have been one of the final. And that is going to be the game for Aurora. Congratulations. Just letting Dreisner score. That's going to be Aurora 2-1 in our third series. So, let's have a look. Just getting the site updated as well. And that's going to be Aurora going through. Next up is going to be NBC versus Jonaston. Jonaston was in the tournament last week. Let's get this started and get this sorted out. NBC. Is he a newscaster? Popular newscaster. I can't remember his name now. From flipping Anchorman. God! Ron Burgundy! There we go. Should call him Ron NBC. That would be much more fun. The game is ending. We are restarting. It will be NBC on red. Versus Jonaston on the blue team. NBC will be playing Revenant, which is still strong. Obviously, had a little bit of a nerf recently. Star 5 got considerable damage reduction as well. Was the precision strike in the past. But it's actually going to be Rev versus Rev. Jonathan is going to go for... He was actually very successful last week. Looking forward to potentially a good semi-final. Bloody... We need to think about potentially seeding and for next week, because that could be a good final indeed. We have got some good players in this week, that is for sure. NBC Revenant, what's the difference between these two builds? Let's have a look. Invocation, Devastation and Herald should be very similar. Scirappa Rune is going to go for a bit more toughness versus the Revenant, but Rune of Surging is going to mean a little bit more boon duration power coming out from him. He's going to go with Marauders. Now, has NBC gone for Paladins? He's gone much more defensive. So it might be a little bit less likely that he's going to be able to burst down Lissa as much as NBC is potentially going to take that damage-wise. He does avoid Unrelenting Assault, of course, Assassin stance, and he's going to be able to withdraw from that damage. Precision strike is going to be missed there, reflecting those projectiles back. Good job from Lissa. Not really, big effort here. Interrupted Elite used. Heal used as well from NBC. That is not going to come out as well in the end. And NBC is going to go out with Lissa, aka Jonaston, being full HP towards the end of that round. NBC unlucky in that bout.
Just like that.
Guys, if you do want to enter next week's tournament, just make sure that you check out the page, the ESL Global page, as soon as you possibly can. ! brackets. Sign up with your ESL account. 800 gems for second place. 2,000 for first. Make sure you get yourself involved in the tournament, because it is a fun one. Enjoy casting this weekly now. In a couple of weeks I've been doing this for. Everyone's whispering me saying, I missed out. Guys, if you do have questions about PvP as well, feel free to put them in the chat. This tournament is for every level of play. You do not have to be a professional player to take part in this. Everyone's saying that everywhere they're getting old like me because they can't get out of bed in time to actually start a tournament. Or get sign up for a tournament, sorry. NBC is running into a wall. Lissa, obviously, Jonaston has to switch classes now, going over to Chronomancer or Mesmer, whichever you wanna call it. NBC is apparently tilted.
Hold on to your points.
Guys, I cast Guild Wars 2. EU, NA, whatever. Doesn't matter. There's no difference between casting EU from NA either. That was just a bug from back when before World Champs, so it's fine. As you can see, there is no lag. If there is, let me know. And we can see what happens. But anyway, let's see if Jonathan can pick up the second win between himself and NBC heading into that semi-final. Needs to dodge the block. Doesn't, I believe, is avoiding the second one. I don't think so though. He's got his heal up, but Jonathan knows not to attack that. He just evades and waits the heal out. NBC needs to use that a lot better, especially if he can use it or when he thinks the Mesmer's going to go for a shadow. That would be much better. Oh, nice knock, actually. Good star 5 to dispense of quite a few of those clones there. Uses it defensively, I believe. We're going to see that Lissa. He's going to be able to pick out Gravity well defensively. Distortion. This is over, really. Conditions starting to lump up onto him. He's just using his distance. He's going for the kill, whereas NBC is going for the cap here. But I don't know if he's going to be able to hold out for 50 cap points if we see another distortion coming out from Lissa anyway. Plants down that heal. Wonder if he's going to use his gravity well on top of that with that Chaos Storm. Doesn't need to in the end, and that is going to be the Revenant taken out. 2-0 to Jonathan, doing well last week as well. Let's just double check and see what the results were from last week.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
Thank you for signing up, NBC. We'll see you next week, hopefully. So, we are into the next round. Let's send a message over to Darius and let him know exactly who won. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be Shame You versus Your Boy the Boy. One of these guys will be going through to the final. Just updating the scorecard as well. Shame You versus Your Boy. Shame is going to be on red. Sure, Your Boy. Your Boy is going to be on the blue team. Had a bit of trouble at the start of the tournament. Trying to get himself out of that mower. Obviously doesn't want to be using this. Next Thursday tournament should go up next couple of days, I would say.
The match starts soon.
This is Your Boy the Boy, indeed. Yep. BO3 means best of 3, yes. No, you cannot use Thieves Guild, I don't think. Scrapper is the most fun class because I play it, and that's my main. So everyone's going to have a different... I would say play the class you want to play and see how you feel. Obviously, Mesmer's going to be going for the Carrion Amulets with Rune of Adventure, Inspiration, Illusions, and Chronomancer. Your Boy, it will be going for the Druid as he did before. I believe we saw Paladins was the amulet he used before. Whether or not that is going to be a good choice for him, we'll have to wait and see. Moa is indeed banned. That is why they cannot use it, because it's pretty much an easy kill. It's a bit like I think Necros are not allowed to use Lich Form either. Things like that. Transforms that are ridiculous. Elixir X for Scrapper is allowed though. It's not that crazy actually. I think sometimes the Rampage is actually quite detrimental. The Druid does have a lot of condition removal, but some of that Connie damage should be able to do quite a lot to the Druid, but he's evading a lot of the damage coming out. And actually, he's doing a great job versus Shame You. Shame You is not able to get a lot of his offense off here, as Starry is being very evasive. He needs to be careful. He's going to block that. No, I think he dodges the end of the block. Well, is he able to? Actually, let's get back over to the Mesmer because he's doing a good job here. Has his shatters back should he so need. Doesn't have his heal, and he puts. I think I did just miss that, but I believe that was the continuing split actually screwing him over and putting him back into the face of danger. I think there as well. So your boy is gonna win that there. I do believe that was what happened in the end. We'll have to go back and see. Unfortunately, I don't have Lich Ridiculous, but Rampage not. Lich is ridiculous in power because of the amount of burst and range, whereas Rampage you have to get close and up close and personal. It's not as easy to just face roll. There's a bit more of positioning issue with Rampage rather than Lich, where you just press 1. Obviously, it's a little bit more intuitive than that, but it's pretty much, you know, not a bad description really. Okay, handle this. He's gonna have to stay on the Mensmer, the Chronomancer. He's gonna have to hope that he's he's going up against something which he's gonna be able to handle. Don't believe you can use Moa as well if you don't cast it. It is a banned utility. So I would assume that it is banned in that way as well. Offers good. It's a good stat. I mean,
Start soon.
It's banned, it's banned. We'll talk about, I'll ask Dries about that actually. Okay.
Hold on to your points.
So here we go. Handle this, coming back out. See if he can do something different here. He's going to be going against the Guardian, who is going to have a lot of conduit removal. So this is going to be very interesting to see how he's going to manage versus this. Does evade the block, which means we're not going to see that Phantasm coming out from the shield, I believe. Not the second one. Ah, maybe he didn't actually. Interesting. Sometimes it does look like that is actually evaded, but not, unfortunately. Knocks him back. Good job from the Guardian. Just using his shield 5, just effectively. No distortion or anything coming out from him there as well. Does evade there, I believe. Scepter 2. Oh, feedback. Nice job. I don't think he's using... Actually, need to double check his build. He's not using Longbow, but still, obviously, projectiles coming out from Sword 3 from the Dragon Hunter. Nice knockback on to handle this, and that's going to be your boy, the boy, taking round 2. Congratulations to Shame You as well in getting this far, but that is going to be your boy going through.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
He's going to be in the final. Slightly too early, yeah. And the well isn't that bad actually. We've seen it being used very well in previous weeks. For controlling, yeah, it's actually pretty good sometimes. Okay, so it's going to be... Now this is going to be an interesting one. This could be the closest one actually, this next round. Ah, okay. I've been told that you can use the Signet. As long as you don't use it. Okay. So that's something that we've learned today, so that's good. Your boy wins 2-0. It's going to be Aurora versus Jonaston. This is going to be pretty good matchup, actually, I would say. Right, let's get this scoreboard sorted out. Good amount of viewers for this week of the ESL Weekly 1 vs 1. I have started actually streaming just as a little sellout before we get into this game. I'm going to sell out big time here. Big time? big time. I am doing this full time now. I am a caster for Guild Wars 2. I am a streamer on Twitch. I am full time. You can subscribe to the channel should you wish to support me in future. I will be bringing more tournaments to the EU. I will be bringing more tournaments to NA as soon as I have the means to do so. As I settle down in my new home of America. I have moved from the EU, just in case you are wondering. Some people have been asking me and are sending whispers. But if you want to support the channel or support myself, you can do many things below, including subscribe, get all the cool emotes and whatnot as well, which I'm sure people will show you in the chat. Now let's see what's going to happen between Aurora and Godlissa. Obviously, I've got the teams around the wrong way, so let me just switch that up. Boom. There we go. Okay. We've seen the Elementalist condition build coming out from Aurora before. Still has some nice healing potential. Doesn't have the toughness though. And I think that is going to be the problem versus Shamey with the burst that comes out from himself. Not from Shamey, sorry. From Jonaston. My bad. There we go. But yeah. We'll see Rune of Leadership with Marauder there as well. Doesn't need to go for any toughness whatsoever. Really, he's not going to bring him a lot of bursts other than through Condis. So this is the thing that Godlissa is going to have to be very, very careful of. We're going to see Renewing Wave coming out a lot, to say the least. Actually trying to get those projectiles out as much as he possibly can as well. Oh. Thought we had a little bit of lag there, but it's okay. Grabs himself some protection. Doesn't get Unrelenting Assault off. Elite comes out from Jonaston. Dodge does come out from Aurora. Swirling Winds. Star 5 does knock him back and down onto his ass, but actually doesn't do much else than that, to be fair. Not really any damage. To the ticks, the Condi ticks, needs to get some damage off to him. Try and vamp some of that HP. Oh, does try... Oh! Actually does get a nice amount of damage off from the Unrelenting Assault. But regens his HP. Just trying to make sure none of those projectiles come onto himself. Removes conditions as well from Star 4. Heal is up, but obviously wants to use it during some kind of consistent damage, like you saw the lightning strikes coming out from Aurora there. This actually could be quite a long-winded fight, unless we see the fire overload coming out from Aurora. So you're waiting for this cooldown, which is where a lot of the burst damage, condition damage did come from before. Just waiting to see whether or not he's going to use it. Still getting into water to actually heal himself back up. Could interrupt him, then jump in with the fire, which is what he's going to do. He's just going to lamp down the actual fire field, the 4 there as well. Okay. Oh! Uses it during the Unrelenting Assault, which was a really good idea. Godlissa did retreat out of that though. Or Jonaston, sorry. And that was actually really, really good from Jonaston to avoid a lot of that damage. So he actually evaded a ton of what was coming out from him there. Both Signets pots burning and Immobilizer's bleed as well. Taken away, 4 stacks of burning are still occurring onto Godlissa, but not really that much HP. He's doing a good job here. Talking to each other in chat, talking about the hard counters between themselves. Obviously, these two players are very talented players in Guild Wars 2 PvP scene, as well as the 1v1 scene. It's an exclamation mark bracket as well, if you want to know what's going on. Lissa, it does have Mist Form actually available, should he so need it, but I feel like if he does, he's going to lose a lot of these capture points. The burst that comes out from the Revenant could really take down Aurora quite quickly, but Aurora is doing a good job at evading a lot of that. Once again, does evade the Star 5. This is a really good... Oh! Uses the Jade! Uses the Jade, has to misform, and that is going to be the cap! And that was the move there. Now Aurora has lost this, definitely. And actually has some conditions put onto himself, quite frankly. Interrupt comes out into Godlissa. Aurora needs to go for the kill, otherwise he will lose this game. As the capture point is up counting up now as well. We've got 10. You can see at the middle as well. This is another win factor. If you can get the capture point in your favour and get it to 50, you do win the round that way as well. So that is one thing maybe that we haven't mentioned today, but it's probably been mentioned in the chat, of course. Just takes away the longevity of the fight if it is going to be quite tanky and quite, you know, we'll say stale. Stale is fine. Are they using Celestial Amulet or something there? I mean, really, the Revenant should be definitely winning this, but Aurora is playing it very well. You can see at the moment, he knows he's lost the game, you know, as soon as he lost the capture point. Well, I mean, the combination there that came out from Jonaston, as soon as Aurora went off point, we saw the Jade coming out, the Elite from the Assassin stance. And it also forced, I think we saw the switch from Legend switch as well, but it forced him into misform, which was awesome. All the prizes come from them, yes. But yeah, that was a really, really good 1v1. I mean, that's pretty damn solid. It was really fun to watch as well. So yeah, thank you very much. That is going to be 1 out of 3, won by Jonaston. Aurora has previously won ESL 1v1 tournaments in the past. See how well he does in this one. Looking forward to see... Oh, let's just go back in time and have a look and see who's won previous as they go out into the map. Jonaston is going to go on to Mesmer once again. Let's have a look who won number 6. I believe it actually was Jonaston, I think. Let's just recap ourselves. It was Jonaston the previous week versus Friday afternoon. Had quite a lot of people in that one. So don't forget to sign up for next week's. See how well they come out into this one. A little bit of lag on the side of Aurora as well. Let's see how we go in this second round. Best of 3, remember we're not in the finals yet, people. Jonaston will win the series if he wins this second game. Aurora did have to stick onto the Elementalist. Not bad build to go up versus the Mesmer, but he's got some HP, he's got Conde removal. It's not too horrible. Distortion comes out. I just don't think it's going to be enough. You know, just the burning versus the Mesmer. I don't think that's going to be enough to really do much for Aurora. I think he's going to struggle in this one. If he can get his burst off, I mean, the Conde removal as well. He's got so many shatters. He doesn't have his Signet up for another 40 seconds or so. So, as soon as he uses all of his shatters, he's going to have a lot better time versus the Mesmer now. So this needs to try and wait it out. Get into that. He is in fire at the moment. Has a couple of seconds left. If he can port onto the Mesmer here and use that Inferno. No. And Chaos Storm comes out. Gravity Well. That's surely it. Aurora should go down here. Burst comes out from Blurred Frenzy as well. He is going to get away. Oh, Jonaston really needs to just pursue and kill him, to be fair. I mean, just put him out of his misery at the moment. Uses a Signet as well. Kites around absolutely fine there. Yes, it probably could have even got the cap if he wanted to. Could come out with the interrupts on the air 5. Swirling winds. No projectile damage. Trying to get the interrupts on water, but isn't going to get it. Overload. Oh, interrupt! And he's dead. That's done. Good job again from Jonaston. Proving wise in this tournament, being one of the top players in the 1 versus 1 we've seen for the ESL Weekly Cup. So, Jonaston will go through to the final. Aurora did have some lag issues, but it wasn't persistent through the whole time, I don't believe. So, good job from him. And we will go to the next round as well. Dagger focus. They're not forced to play classes. Aurora is Aurora, and also it's dagger focus. It's not staff. That'll be why. Okay, so Jonaston is going to go through on the bottom side of the bracket. We're going to see him versus... It's going to be your boy, I believe. Now this could be interesting. So we're going to see Jonathan versus your boy. Can your boy win it? Can he get in there and get some of the action? I can't believe I have to adopt this. They know who's in the final. It's not stupid. The prize is 2k gems for first position, 800 gems for second. If you want to join in future, then make sure you check out the tournament as well.
The match starts soon.
You've got 200 viewers right now. Make sure you try and get involved. Save, bookmark this site. If you want to sign up for the tournament in future, there's the link. Hopefully we'll get some more links up to the other tournaments that are coming out. Let's have a look at your boy, the boys build. He will be running Druid again, going for that Paladin's Amulet Menders is banned. Trying to get that extra air damage coming from the staff. Shouts as well. Godless at Jonaston will be playing Revenant. A regular build Invocation. Is he going for Surging? Let's just double check. Nope, he's going Leadership. Boons and Power. See how well Jonaston goes against the Druid. Obviously the sustainability from the Druid as well. He's got some toughness from Paladins. Stunbreak comes out from the Druid there as we see the elite knockback coming out. Oh! Uses his heal was the barrage comes out from the pet. Really? This man is a god. This man is a god. I dare not talk about Jonaston at the moment because he's just so good. He's just like him and Aurora are like really good with watching the animations, making sure they evade those abilities. Nearly every single one coming out from Jonaston, he's been able to evade a lot of the damage. It's just because of cooldowns that he hasn't been able to. And actually, your boy is doing a good job of evasion himself, but the star 3 cooldown extension. He's going to have some problems. He needs to kite away. He has got Celestial Avatar. He does not care about the fact that he needs to get the cap because he's won. He's just been persistent in his damage. And that's going to be taking him down.
Blue team grabbed the capture point.
There's banned trait. There's banned. You have to look at the rules. If you look at the rules, you'll find out all the information. But Menders is banned. Any massively tanky amulets, Sages is in, but it isn't that tanky really. It's got some vitality on. It's got healing power and whatnot. But you know, it's not so bad. I mean, we saw obviously Sages was defeated today, and Aurora was using it. I think Dries is going to set up some tournaments right now as well on the site, so you can go there and probably sign up today. Where's questions? Let's see. That's not my boy. Okay, we can actually, I'll talk about the rules as well, but basically it's best of 5 in the final. First round goes to Jonaston, so he's going to be the first of 3. You pick your classes. You have to switch class. If you win a round, you switch a class, which is why Jonaston has gone over towards Mesmer, and he's going to be playing Sage Amulet, actually. Very interestingly enough. A little bit more sustainability, but he's got to give himself some healing as well. Shatters should be able to heal him quite nicely, I do believe, if he's gone for the trade, but I'm not going to check that right now as we get into the action. And yeah, so if you win the first round, you have to switch classes. Loser stays, assuming that that is going to be your optimum class that you are playing the best on. That brings comebacks into the game. So if you are good at multi-classing on various classes and you're not just great on one, even if you're great on one, this tournament could be your downfall or your success for 2,000 gems per week. We have had varied winners, but now this could be Jonaston taking this second week if your boy, the boy, can't pull back into this tournament. He's doing a good job at evasion at the moment. He needs to be careful here. He's having problems versus the shatter damage coming out. Chaos Storm, he does get himself... Oh, he runs back into it. That was not the best move in the world, your boy. Your boy's going to die if he's not careful. Oh, a lot of damage comes out onto Starry. This is going to be the end of your boy, that's for sure. Not long enough, unfortunately, for him to bring out Celestial Avatar. Jonaston comfortably winning that round as well. If you want to sign up for next week's tournament, the link is in the chat as well by Megadrives. If you want to sign up for that tournament, make sure you get involved in the week 8. This is casted weekly. Jonaston has to win one more game. Don't forget that your boy is currently winning. Even if he comes second, he is going to win himself 800 gems. And that's the way the bracket has gone. If you are on NA and you have an EU account, you can still enter the tournament. But you do have to have heart forms, I guess, as well. Unless you think vanilla is going to be a fine thing. I'm hoping as well, guys, to get... an NA tournament going up on NA side as well for 1v1s and 2v2s. So there is the wish to do so. Don't worry. As long as you guys want to have one, if you guys want an NA tournament, you've got to say in chat. Megadrives is the one to appeal to. Yeah, 20k gems. They're mainly for you guys. They're mainly for people to subscribe to the channel. There you go. Anyway, miniature sellout. This could be Jonaston winning again, going into... Has to change class. Your boy, the boy, stays on Druid. As he has been defeated, he will stay on this class. Scrapper picked up by Jonaston. I think we can almost guarantee what's going to be picked in the 1v1. Normally Elixir B. Scrapper, of course, with Alchemy and Inventions, giving him sustain healing and condition removal should he so need it, with air and blood. Pretty standard build, other than the Elixir B. Yeah, people do still use that in 5v5s though, so that's a bit. See what I mean about this? Still getting the free hits off of the hammer. You know, if you haven't got damage and you're in melee range, just hit the guy. That's exactly what he's doing. Using the Elixir gun for quick switch on rocket charge. Nice thunderclap actually, good job. Oh, Rampage comes out from the Elixir X. This luck is on his side. RNGesus takes note. And your boy has to evade a lot of that damage. Does successfully with the sword as well. Not too difficult. Oh, good job from him. Could have used Moa to get him out of that, but was actually... sorry. Use Moa on himself. What am I talking about? Celestial Avatar to get it out. The Druid out of Celestial Avatar, sorry. Wow, can you tell it's early for me when I woke up? I woke up at 7. That was silly. Anyway. Druid now on half HP. 25 stacks of might, so he's maintaining his might stats. Obviously, it's a Druid. It's not massively difficult to do, but still, to sustain it for such a long time, still has to have a little bit of experience, and the Druid's doing okay. Stealth's up. Are we going to see the damage coming out for the pet? in the nearby future? Let's have a look. This is very static at the moment. And we're going to see random knockdown by the smoke scale as well. To wait and see. He can't really, actually does evade the daze there, the stun, sorry, from the thunderclap. Celestial Avatar comes out. Although if he grabs any more stealth, he's going to be in a world of pain. We're not really seeing many Moa throws coming out on the Elixir X either, which is surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the X throw with the actual usage of the utility, the Elite itself, just to take the Druid down. He needs to use it now, really, while he's in Celestial Avatar form. I'm not sure why Jonaston isn't doing that. I'm not sure if that's an engineer experience thing, but it would have been very useful for him to use it while he's trying to actually heal up in Celestial Avatar, but there we go. Your boy is just gonna dance away. We haven't seen a lot of warriors today. We only saw one warrior. Actually, the Druid is going full ham. I mean, he is having some difficulty, but the thing is, I think Jonaston's going for the long game. At the moment, he's going to get the cap point. He's only got 1 tick, 2 ticks left on the node until your boy, the boy, gives it up. And I think he might do with some stealth in the quite not too distant future. Which is going to be... And now you can see that your boy cannot evade that much. He cannot get into stealth because of that very reason. So you're going to see a lot of his sustain start to drop off now, actually, I think, as well. So he needs to be very careful as he starts to move away. Puts down that... The field's good, but it's not really in that place. I didn't get much healing out of that, unfortunately. Yeah. This could be never-ending.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
If you've got a cup of tea, I suggest arming yourself with that in the not too distant future. I have a good cup of coffee in my hand, that's for sure. And the thing is now, like I said, and this is a good thing about this tournament, you know, if you've got someone who can always evade and there's stealth and, you know, you're never going to win the 1v1, there's this factor now that's come in. The fact that Jonaston is going to win in 30 points time. Because if you do get the capture point in your favour and it hits 50 points, you win the matchup. And this is the last game of the 1v1 today for the final. Jonaston winning 1-2-0. At the moment, you cannot really see your boy with the boy winning this. He's not able to do enough damage to the Scrapper. In a 1v1, normally on team 5v5s as well, it's quite stale. You know what it's like. Your boy can kite away completely now as well, but, you know, Jonaston can do the same and move back onto point. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for your boy, the boy. Fantastic job from Jonaston today. If you guys think you can do better while you're talking about it in chat, then obviously sign up for next week. But again, remember, try not to be too critical of people because they're not all pro players in this tournament. They're people who want to improve, get themselves some gems, and you can't take that away from them because your boy, the boy, should pick up 800 today. Good job from himself. And that is going to be the end of the tournament. Jonaston wins outright. I think that is your boy's highest position in the ESL 1v1 so far. Okay, good job. Please share half gems. There you go, Mega Drives is saying if you win next week's one, there you go. But yes, and as a reminder, Jonaston not fearing to remind me that he actually won last week's, and I did mention that before, but yes, he won the previous week's ESL 1v1. So that's 2 weeks on the trot. Who is going to take him off his pedestal? Because someone needs to...